Hi guys and welcome. So I've been reading this book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and because I'm teaching it in my class, I'm really getting a lot out of it. So the next few weeks I'm going to be talking about the habits because I am growing to appreciate them and really see a lot of worth in them. So this week we're talking about the first habit, which is be proactive. And I am literally just taking a huge big chunk and trying to condense it into this. So I'm going to do my best. And so here we go. Pretty much being proactive means that you are taking responsibility for your life. You are not a victim. Things don't happen to you and people don't do this to you. It's about taking responsibility and saying, no, this is my life. I am in charge. And even though this is affecting me, I am ultimately going to make the final decision and decide what kind of life I want. So in essence, you are making a choice to act or to be acted upon. And we want to act. We want to do. We want to be in charge. So this is this whole habit. You focus on this one thing first. And it's all about how you kind of talk to yourself too. A lot of people say, oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to do this. When actually they are choosing to do it and they actually get to do it. Even with lousy things like, doing the dishes. I have to do the dishes. No, I get to do the dishes because I'm lucky enough to have a dishwasher and all these nice things. So, watch your language. How are you talking about things? Things that you are actively choosing to do. Are you involved with any activities or something fun, but it turns into a chore? Well, that's your mind frame. All right, you're turning into this reactive person. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to do this again. All right, be proactive and said, I get to do this. I choose to do this. This is allowing me many freedoms by choosing this lifestyle. All right, so that's one major thing with this habit is choosing your language, choosing your mind frame. All right, acting. You must choose to make life happen, or life will just happen to you and keep punching you in the face. So the main takeaway from this whole habit that I learned, it's called the circle of concern. And there's different layers in this circle. So we have this huge, big circle, right? It's everything we are concerned about, whether it's, our dog to global warming, all right? But within this circle, we have our circle of influence and circle of control. All right, hopefully I'll find a picture and post that up, okay? So in our circle of concern, there are things we just cannot control, like global warming or a war. We are not really in positions to really affect those things. There's, they're on the news and things are happening and we are concerned about it, but because we don't have control over it, we shouldn't dwell on it. All right, so that's the big, huge circle. But a lot of reactive people, non-proactive people, they stress about their circle of concern that they can't control. Trying to control people they've never met, celebrities or the president or just government that we aren't actually involved with. All right, when you stress about things like that, that's when you lose control, lose responsibility for what you can do. All right, and so then there's this second circle within the circle of concern, and it's your circle of influence. It's people that you come in contact with each day, that you have conversations with, that you can affect in a positive way. However, they are still things you can't control. So for instance, my children, and my students, they're in my circle of influence. I can teach them. I can I can affect them positively or negatively. They're in my circle of influence, but I still can't control them. I can't tell them, I can't make them do anything. So even though I can worry about them and try to help them, if I stress about things that I can't control with them, that turns me into a reactive person, not a proactive person. All right, now the middle circle within this big circle of concern, it is your circle of control. Things that I can absolutely control, which is my attitude, my effort, the things that I do. That's my circle of concern. That is my circle of control, which I need to focus on. If I can focus on my circle of control, circle of influence can grow, and my circle of concern can shrink because, again, I can't control that, and why be stressed about those things? So I'm going to give this example. So let's say that I have a child at school who's being bullied by another person at school. If I was someone, a reactive person who is focused on my circle of concern, I would be stressed about the kid I have never met that I can't actually, affect in any way. I'd just be stressed about them, annoyed with them, wanting them to change, wanting them to be different. All right? So I dwell, I stress, and guess what happens? A whole lot of nothing. Okay? Because again, I've never met the kid. I can't go to their house and be like, change yourself. All right? I can't do that to anyone, even if I do know them. All right? And it just makes my life crazier, my relationships not great. All right? Because I'm focusing on something that I cannot control. So I finally think, okay, I can't control this kid I don't know. Maybe I can help my child. And so I focus on my child, which is my circle of influence. And I try to help them and be like, oh, do this with the child, do this with the bully. Oh, I don't know, just give them advice, which is not a bad idea. However, I still can't control my child. I still can't control my child at school and what happens with that bully. And maybe it's my child that's the bully, you know what I mean? I don't actually know what's going on because I can't control it. And so, yes, that circle of influence with my child, it's an okay place to be because it is my child. It's not the best place to be because I can't control anything. However, if I can focus on the thing that I can control, which is my relationship with my child, then I turn into a proactive person that can actually accomplish something. So instead of focusing on my child and the relationship with the bully, I'm going to focus on my relationship with my child and try to, improve that relationship, listen to them, enjoy time with them, and make them see that a positive relationship is possible, and it's, they don't have to be a victim. They can turn to somebody else. They can turn to trust me because I have built a good relationship with them, because I'm focusing on something I can control. All right, I'm turning their thoughts towards something positive as well. Because when they're with me, they're not focused on the bully. They're focused on, the fun time with mom. So this habit really turns things around for you. What are you stressing about? What are you worried about? And can you actually control it? If it's something out of your control, leave it be. You can't touch it. All right? If it's in your circle of influence, what can you do in your circle of control that can improve that influence? All right? Are you working on the relationships? Are you having a good attitude? Are you a positive person? All right? I hope this makes sense. It's kind of like deep to talk about in this limited time, but it's like this huge takeaway that's huge. Think of all the people, of all their stressors, I'm so stressed with how much homework I have. Well, you can't control how much homework you have, but you can control your time. Are you doing anything that is wasting time that you could be doing homework instead? All right. And then there's a stressor of, I have too much to do on my schedule. Well, How's your circle of influence, circle of concern? Are you worried about what other people are thinking of you? Are you worried about what other people are going to say if you don't get this done this minute? Well, yeah, that is going to stress you out. But if you focus on your circle of control, then you're not worried about what other people think, not worried about what your appearance is to other people. So take a minute. Think about your day. Think about what stresses you out. Are you being proactive in your thoughts? Being positive about things? And is it in your circle of control? All right, if you can really get anchored in these two things to think about, to do, you will notice how much stress kind of isn't stressful anymore. Like things that you thought were important turn out, well, that's really not important. And by focusing on your circle of control, you really can make great gains in your life with what you want, what you really, really want. And that was a life lesson with Lindsey. All right, guys, what now? How are you going to be proactive? How are you going to change your mind frame? What things just suck right now? And how are you going to change your mind frame? Or how are you going to focus on your circle of control instead? Peace out. Bye.